Welcome to the Introduction to Microsoft 365 Review Tab Part 1, Part 9 of 12 parts, presented by the Fruitland Park Library, narrated by Gloria. Table of Contents, Part 1 of Excel Review Tab, Spelling, Thesaurus, Workbook Statistics, Accessibility, Alternate Text, Protect a worksheet using a password, Unprotect a worksheet using a password. How to unprotect a worksheet when the password has been lost. If anyone needs instructions on how to have two windows open at the same time, please see Excel 365 Video 1. To avoid having a lengthy video, the Review tab will be in two parts. Review tab. The word apple is misspelled. Click on the spelling command. Excel asks if you want to continue spell check from the beginning. Click Yes. Spelling dialog box opens and displays suggestions for the misspelled word. It also displays options to change the word, add to the dictionary, or ignore the suggestions. Once the word or words have been corrected, Excel will show the spell check is complete. When you click on the thesaurus command, the thesaurus pane will open on the right side of the screen. It will display a list of synonyms. Here is displaying synonyms for the word apple. The workbook statistic command displays where the current end of the workbook is. The current worksheet ends at V29 and has 122 cells with data. There are no tables or formulas. There are 10 objects and 1 comment. The workbook itself contains 6 sheets, 315 cells filled with data, 3 formulas, and 1 chart. When you click on Check Accessibility, it will show you any accessibility problems in the workbook. People who are visually impaired may not be able to see the straight line. You can click the drop-down arrow and mark it as decorative or enter a short description. Enter the description of an object. Be descriptive as possible, but short. Chart displays the fruit sales gross and net profit for the year 2022. When all of the accessibility requirements have been met, Excel will confirm by displaying this message. I do recommend checking the Keep Accessibility checker running while I work. Thesaurus turns accessibility on or off. The Translate command opens the translator pane on the right side of the screen. It detects what language is being used and provides a drop-down list with numerous choices to select from to change the language. Adding comments was covered in Insert Part 1, video number 6. The comment group is helpful, especially if there's a comment you are looking for. The Show Comment command allows you to find it quickly. There may be times you want to protect a worksheet or workbook. Each will require a password. Make sure you write it down. For this tutorial, we'll start with protecting a single sheet with a password. Review tab in the Protect group, click Protect Sheet. The Protect Sheet dialog box opens, enter a password, and click OK. For practice, we're using ABCD. You will be asked to confirm the password. Re-enter the password, click OK. Notice the Protect Sheet command has now changed to Unprotect Sheet. Now save the changes and close the Excel workbook and then reopen the workbook. You can edit cells, enter data, move or copy and paste data on all other sheets except the one you just protected. When you attempt to make any changes, you get the warning below. To unprotect it, click on the Unprotected Sheet command and enter the password. For the next part of this tutorial, we're going to continue as if we have lost the password. The first thing that needs to be checked is the file extensions. Can they be seen? .xlsx is the file extension for this file. If the file extensions are not visible, go to Control Panel, click on File Explorer Options, and remove the check mark from the box next to Hide Extensions for Known File Types. Click OK. The next thing to do is make a copy of the file just in case something goes wrong. It may be helpful to rename the original for easy identification. If there is more than one worksheet, select one of the worksheets to practice with and remember which sheet number it is, because Excel lists the sheets by numbers, not by name. But if you forget which sheet you are working with, remember only the sheet you have passworded will have the code you are looking for. This workbook has 6 sheets, so for the tutorial, we will be working with sheet number 6. Please close the file, but before you reopen the file extension needs to be changed to a zip file extension. Right-click on the file icon, click Rename, delete the letters XLSX and enter zip. Example, classcopy.zip. Don't forget the dot. You will get this rename warning message. Click Yes. Right-click on the file and scroll down to Open With. Select Windows Explorer from the drop-down. Right-click on the file, select Open With, click Windows Explorer. Windows Explorer opens displaying 3 files and a document. Click on the XL file. Click on the Worksheets file. The XL file contains all the sheets in the workbook listed by number instead of name. Click on the sheet number you are using for practice. Open the sheet using Notepad. This is coding used by Excel. Place your cursor at the beginning of the coding in the upper left corner so that it is easier to see. We could read through each line of coding looking for the word protect, but there's an easier way. Hold down Control plus F on the keyboard and the Find dialog box opens. Type the Pro or Protect into Find What search box. Click Find Next and Excel will find it. You must highlight all of the code between the starting bracket and the closing bracket. The starting bracket looks like a less than sign. The closing bracket looks like a greater than sign. Now hit the Delete key to delete this code from the file. Save the file on the desktop. Do not rename the file. Name remains the same because we're not done with it yet. Close Notepad. Drag and drop the file from the desktop into this folder. Because the names are the same, you will get this message. Click Copy and Replace. You now have replaced the file which had a lost password with a file that has no password. Close the file. Right-click on the zip file copy and select Rename. A warning will pop up again asking if you really want to change the extension. Click Yes. Change the file extension back to .xlsx. The sheet is no longer passworded. You can edit, add data, move data, copy and paste. Fruitland Park Library. This concludes the introduction to Microsoft 365, Part 1 of Review tab, Part 9 of 12 parts. Thank you for joining us for Part 9. We hope you enjoyed the tutorial and will be joining us for the remaining parts 10 through 12 of Microsoft Excel 365. If you have any questions or would like a transcript of this tutorial, please contact gloria.terry@mylakelibrary.org or call 352-360-6561.